Okay, and good morning. One moment. Still getting everything set up. How are y'all doing this morning? Hope y'all doing good. I guess before we start everything officially, a small update on health. I'm pretty sure I seriously injured my abdomen again. If y'all are following me, y'all know I had a hernia a while ago. Then I had hernia surgery. And then it got. Don't yell at me, Chi. I'm talking to the people on the internet. It's so rude to yell at me when I'm talking to people on the internet. Where'd you go, little orange cat? There you are. What? I use the creator code I follow, but you are welcome to advertise. So if y'all see this, go ahead. I know y'all on YouTube can't see this, but if y'all want to check out MVV for creator code, MVV, if y'all would like to let us know who you are and what you do to earn that creator code. Are you a Twitch streamer, YouTuber? What's your content? I'm always supportive of fellow creators. Before making noises. On here, sorry. Anyway, so I'm pretty sure I re-entered this 2 nights ago. I was loading some chicken into the fridge, and as you know, chicken is most likely the reason I have a hernia in the first place. And the chicken boxes that were left over by the person the night before were soaked and falling apart, and some were ripped. And this one looked okay, but once I lifted, all the bag of chicken that's in it just fell, and I tried to catch it stupidly. I should just let it fall, and I hurt myself. This time I called it in, so hopefully the company will cover it if something needs to be done, because I really can't afford another 1K to shove some spacing and netting in my abdomen. Look up there. There's a timer. I don't remember there being a timer for sitting here. I thought you could just sit in here forever. I mean, 3 hours and 50 minutes is more time than I really ever spent in here. But I didn't know there was a timer for just creative play. I thought the timer was for wandering around the island. Anyway, hold on. I need to set things. What am I doing? Sit here, listen to whatever this pretty music is, probably get me the AMCA. And 1 moment. Teacher Ramos, don't step on my controller, man. You're gonna make me poop or something on screen. Do it. Who knows what this button does? Don't touch my coffee either, little orange cat. Last thing you need is coffee. I know I'm not playing the racing game. My cat's obsessed with racing. I was playing GT, and anytime we watch the replays, he'll sit there and watch the whole replays. He'll stand on the table and watch the replays. Like, it's the most interesting thing the other day. And then the other day I had IMSA on, watching some Daytona circuit racing, because that's really the only sport I'm really into. And he was watching it for a whole bunch. Now he's watching the TV. I'm not sure if he's intrigued by the moving water or Rogue's butt. Who knows? Hey, that's a computer, not your scratching post. You scratching post as a computer. Unless you're gonna write some stories, stay off that computer. That's what that computer's for. Okay. I'm actually just sitting here trying to share a link to this thing, and talking to y'all instead. How dare y'all distract me? You guys and she just always distracting me. Jesus. It's not how you say that. Nope, that's not how you do that, dude. Okay, I'm in. Oh, wait, no, I just closed my manager. The good thing about Fortnite is it rarely ever shuts off my game. Oh, volume's slow. So I should be able to play for a few hours without having to worry about stream interruptions. Hopefully, outside of actual accidental interruptions. So hello everybody, welcome back to Fortnite with Sephiroth TX. It's been a while. Apple on a rock. So I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be Celtic, maybe, for St. Patrick. It's very pretty. I don't know what this music is from, but it's pretty music, and you get like a kind of anything that's stonework with ivy on it gives you sort of an Irish Celtic feel. So this harpsichord, gigantic harpsichord, kind of gives it that feel. Then who knows? Maybe that's some kind of Irish thing I don't understand. I've got Celtic in me. My grandmother is both primarily Scottish and Irish when she from her bloodline. That's her primary blood comes from those two countries. So I like to curse. I've got a bit of the Irish in me. Look you. With two O's. Also, this water, I can't tell if it's green or it just has green stuff underneath it. Lots of green. Anyway, as you can see, I'm playing Fortnite today. It is a handful of days away from the end of the first season of Chapter 3. So I'd like to do what we usually do at the end of each season and look around at the stuff and how it's changed, what was new this season prior to the next season, just to see how it changes again. There isn't going to be an end event this season, but there's been minor events that we kind of missed because I've been so busy with Cyberpunk, and I'll show you what those have done. Little earthquakes. The earthquake's still happening. Maybe we'll catch one. Still rumbling, but we'll also go see what was new this season. Well, just in case it's not here next season, because Fortnite, as much as they like to do events, they also like to change things in between seasons without events. So we may have a CG opener next season that drastically changes the map. So who knows? I'm kind of like, this is a very peaceful freaking thing. Got like some kind of Celtic Oblivion portal up there. Can we get up there? I won't go up there. Oh, we can go up here. Is this going to do something? Ah, no, it's just orcs. Okay. You didn't see me grimacing when I was walking through there like, oh god, what's it going to do? Very pretty though, I like it. Okay, I was like, where's the wall? Never mind, there's the wall. It's probably going to be the wall right here. Yeah, just a little bit before. But we'll go ahead and get back to the main menus, just so I remember how to do that. Oh, you know what I didn't do today? I'll do that later. I didn't grab my money from... I haven't grabbed my freaking rewards from Save the World in forever. I have 10 stars and 5 feathers. Other than doing the special, we'll also get in and play after the special. We'll have a few hours to play for... Oh, that's not what I meant to hit. We'll have a few hours to play for... the stream this morning, since I haven't played Fortnite in a while. And then tonight we will also be cyberpunking. By Epic, Save the World, and all traded. Battle app, that's probably not. Looks like we're going in as her. We have it on just kind of shuffle locker because it's the end of the season. We might as well be all the people we have now. Coffee. Ooh. Warm. It's a little hot. I think my lungs are burning now. Ugh. Hello and good morning. Hope all of you on your train are safely tucked away somewhere, away from Russia's forces. I hope the good people in Russia, I hope you all are doing something to stop Putin massacring people. And I hope that we can get a handle on our hetero supremacists here in the U.S., like Abbott, DeSantis, Paxton, people over in Georgia that are waging a war on people just because they're transgender or gay. So, as you know, at the beginning of this season, we had a huge change. Where are we starting? Starting over here? Okay, I might as well. And the huge change we'll start from this right here was the fact that the island flipped. Now, by all means, it appears that the flip side of the island is a harshly aged first chapter island by possibly centuries or millennia. The island itself was completely different, and we'll try and go over this in a minute. I'm picking up things. I guess just in case they're running into animals. Oh, wait, I want this stink bomb. Is that a stink bomb? Oh no, that's fucking bullets. So, here, let me whip out a map. I can't show you. One day I'll be a real streamer and I'll be able to, like, put things side to side. Fortnite Chapter 1 map. And yes, I just voice Googled that because I'm lazy. So if we go to the very end Chapter 1 map, it's a lot different, but you can also tell that this used to be the Chapter 1 map. The biggest clue is here. The volcano, or the ruins of the volcano. At the end of the Chapter 1 map, the volcano was in ruins. It was crafted into a machine where they built the robot that fought the monster, not the robot, the mech, and stuff like that. And that is the biggest clue that it is the Chapter 1 map. The other biggest clue to the Chapter 1 map is that Tilted Towers is not exactly, but fairly roughly in the same area. It's just changed. Now, given that it's been a millennia, it may have been a millennia or several millennia, who knows how long, considering we're in the loop and we just keep dying and reappearing, it's changed a lot. For example, around here used to be more forested area, and while there's more forest near the ancient volcano, it's not as foresty as it used to be. A lot of the hills have disappeared for flatter land. All the lava is gone, of course. All the hot springs are gone because the volcano is dormant now. And of course, the inside of this area, it's unclear if the inside of this area is mechanical stuff from the ancient mechanical stuff, I guess, from the monster versus robot fight was already gone, or if it ported out in the Daily Bugle and parts of New York ported in. There is the Sunny Steps locations, but there's far less of them than there used to be. There used to be like a huge one up on the northeast, I want to say. And it's still there in technically the same spot, but it's a much more diminished size. And then the other ones are also smaller. A big difference over here is this entire island section. It seems like the island fell in, like, parts of the main island either got flooded or fell into the ocean. What used to be over here was a forest, the Hero Mansion, Forest Hero Mansion area. So you had the lodge and you had the Hero Mansion. But at some time in the past, the ancient forest and Hero Mansion got taken over by the sea and turned into a bay. And that's where the Seven set up as islands. This is presuming that this is the exact same reality as Chapter 1 reality. Now, there's a good chance after the black hole it deposited us into an alternate reality where things were similar, but not the same. But the clues I've seen lead us to believe that this is the exact same reality, because there is, over here, there is a arm in the water that... Fucking tornado next to me? Hello. Arm in the water that indicates from the first monster fight. So if you go down here where the Joneses are, this entire area right here used to be desert. The desert, through climate change most likely, has shifted down here. But this entire desert used to be like right here with a patch of forest in swampland in the middle from a rift. So there used to be like a racetrack right here. The racetrack's been moved down here through the how many years it's been. Used to be like, you can still see some of the road right here almost. This is almost the exact same road there was, but not quite. Anyway, There used to be a forest around this area that was swampland, and it was also where the city existed. There's no traces of the city right here, as far as I can tell. It used to be like right around here. There's no traces of the city. There's a new city, Condo Canyon, down here. But this one right here, I don't remember his name, but it was like the big city with the tower that is technically, what, Salty Sands? Sweaty Sands was last year. Um, that city used to be here. A marsh had, I think, ported to it or grew up around it at the end of the last chapter. I don't remember if the marsh is ported there or just grew up naturally. Down here where there was Condo Canyon, there wasn't really much. It was actually a canyon. The Condo Canyon area right here was a little more like this area over here. It's not exactly the same. Actually, now I'm looking at this river. It's very similar, but like it's been shifted over. But this area right here was pretty much, well, now that I'm looking at it, the way it's shifted, yeah, it's not the same. But like this area right here was a canyon area just south of the city, just south of the city. It's like the city moved over a little, turned into Condo Canyon, got rid of all of its buildings are gone, just new buildings. The water and the land terrain has shifted a bit, which is technically what land does after that much time. Down here where Chonker Speedway was, there's nothing down there. I think there may have been some kind of like, not gas station, but just an area. There may have been a gas station, I don't remember. I know there wasn't like typical gas stations, but you know. Down south here was where I believe you found the Oriental Town, which I cannot remember for the name for the life of me. What was the name of the Oriental Town? Who knows? And it also was where one of the main rivers ended. Like the river would come down here and go right there in the middle. Not much there now. It's just kind of empty, I guess, where the Oriental Town used to be. And the river's shifted over here and split between here and there. If you go a little further north, this area around where Rocky Rills wasn't much. It was, I think the Fork Knife was somewhere around here. And that was pretty much all there was. If you remember, around this entire area right here, there was a 4 hills where everything happened. Now, this is interesting. If we use... where are we? We use Tilted for reference. And Tilted's right here. That means the Fork Knife is right here. No, the monster is basically in the same area. It's just that the land has changed so much. So the monster is in the same area it was. It may not be facing the same way, but I guess all of time and burial may switch it around. It's definitely not in as good shape as it was when it had a sword running through it. And who knows what if someone came back and pulled the sword out. So Tilted and the sword are in similar area. However, the middle lake, this lake right here, I think this is Loot Lake. Don't quote me. From its original spot has moved. Loot Lake used to be more over this area. It was a little more north, it was a little more centered map, and it had the rivers running from it to the side of the island, and of course 0 Point in the middle of it. So it should be right here. But over the millennia, it shifted north a bit for unknown reasons. It has, of course, the area where the ship was uncovered, where the 0 Point came out of, has somehow been covered up. I will say, if this is a drilling point, which is what this looks like, it's pretty much right where 0 Point used to be, almost. Which is a little scary. That could be what hooks us into the IO base, or whatever. But yeah, the Loot Lake here shifted further north over the years and seems to have inherited a new island. Now, Loot Lake used to have an island about right here where the center mass of the ship was, and that was the one with the house on it that Kevin the Cube came up in and flew around before exposing the ship after the incident when IO came in and dug the ship up. And story-wise, note that ship seems to have either belonged or been inherited by the Seven, as it was Singularity, who we also believe is Paradigm, that was in there. Now, I'll be over here, where Coney Crossroads is, there was absolutely nothing. Well, not absolutely nothing, because here-ish, where Sleepy Sounds and Crossroads are, is where the forest terminated. And remember that the map now is larger than the map was back then, so that's also going to affect some things. This entire area was sort of forest and a river, and the river held the pirate town and Blackheart's ship and stuff like that. Now the big river has pretty much dried up to be a small river, leaving only this little bit of bay right here. Sleepy Sound growing up as a coastal town around it. Down here where the land has become more normal, Coney Crossroads has come up. Up here is... what the hell is this? Oh, this is the mansion. Up here where the mansion is similar to where the block used to be. Y'all remember the block? You used to sit down and people would make their own stuff, but they stopped doing the block because the creators were putting unfair advantages into it that would frick with the actual competitions. South here, there didn't used to be all this mountain range here, because this is used to be where the junkyard, I don't remember the junkyard's name. What was the junkyard's name? I don't know. Junkyard was sometime between the millennia. Mountains have been pushed up here. And the junkyard has vanished from existence. Which reminds me, where the heck is Blackheart's ship? Also, what is this? What am I seeing in the background here? Oh, that's what's actually happening on the screen. Huh. That's stupid. You're stupid. Basically where Logjam and this new lake used to be where Pleasant was, which, by the way, for the first time ever, isn't around. Pleasant used to be right here on the map. It's unclear if it was ported to the other side of the map when we had the Singularity event, when the black holes followed us, or if it was recreated on the other side of the map. But up until now, Pleasant wasn't touchable. Now, Pleasant doesn't exist. And this used to be where Pleasant was. At some point, whether or not the city was still here, it flooded over, a river grew here, it became mountainous territory as mountains pushed up and snowy, and Logjam was eventually created here to make a logging company out of all the trees around here. Around this area where Camp Cuddle is, right here, where there's not much anymore, there's a little bay area, the ship seems to be over here right now. This area right here used to be where the suburbs were. I don't remember the name of the suburbs, I honestly don't. But this is where all those rich houses was. And then right here was the rich houses were being taken over by the Vikings, the one got smashed by the monster. That was the end of the suburbs. Right here is where the mountain used to be, the single mountain where the Viking town teleported onto during the Rift events. And that's also where the Viking ship sat. And the Viking ship, did that ever come back? That's not back, right? It came back on the Viking ship last time we saw it is on the other side of the island and was teleported, rifted there by but on top of the Halloween shop. Now the mountains somehow gone, degraded by time, wind, water, events, who knows. Maybe the shifting up here of all these mountains caused this one to fall. You can see what appears, I can't tell if this is just dirt road or appears to be like leftovers of land destruction. And Camp Cuddle's taking it over. Also, there's a new lake right here that didn't used to exist by a new runoff from the shifting Loot Lake, and it's created a new island. Down here used to be where Polar Peak sat. This area, this entire area right here, was covered in snow during the last few seasons of Chapter 1. And there was still desert, like, I think there was some desert down here. No, there wasn't a desert, no mistake. No desert. But there was all snow right here. And it reached up to almost tilted. And Polar Peak was somewhere over here. Greasy Grove is actually not the... Well, it's close to the exact same location. If this is technically the mountainous area, it seems to be a little bit further south, but that may just be explained by the map being larger than it used to be. They may have had to move it to give a distance. Like, the mountain used to be like right here, and then Greasy Grove used to be right next to it, but and it definitely wasn't this close to the side over here, even though we're missing some chunk of the polar area. But it's in a similar area. I think it's supposed to be in the same area, but it was just changed by the map size change. Greasy was right here, of course. It was frozen over by Polar Peak, but then it was teleported back in by a rift event, or uncovered by the rift event, if you wish. Also, was the peak was around this. Technically, the peak was around this area where Greasy is currently, or around here somewhere. It's hard to tell. And that's where the castle was. And if you go down here, where this lake is, it was covered by Polar Peak at the time, and with it came that little kind of German village. I don't remember the name of. Hold on, my abdomen hurts. Ow, frick. It's gone. It's unclear to me whether that German town was made after Polar Peak came and was on natural land discovered by ice and snow, or if it was on Polar Peak when it crashed. And that's pretty much it on map changes right now. We'll go through and look at all the new stuff now. But one last thing, there was technically a small island right here on Polar Peak. There was nothing on it. There may have been, I think, one of those bunkers on it that we know what they're for now. But if this is the similar island, it's grown in size by a lot over the years. And that is all the differences between Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. So now we'll go through and look at major points. The first one we're at is here. Now, most people believe this is a Midas building. What are we at on time? 1 hour and 36 minutes. When we get to that, we'll come back in and restart where we are. The reason people think this is a Midas restaurant is mainly due to what's around here. If you look, I zoom in. No, I can't. You'll see these golden M's on the napkins everywhere here. And then if you look over here, you'll see an event, the Midas event thing, as well as the ghost symbol. And that leads us to believe that this place belongs to Midas. It's also serving martinis, which is very James Bond style. And if you remember, his whole thing was like spy versus spy. Now, it's unclear if Midas is coming back to do something nefarious, since he's been missing for a while. It's unclear if this is the actual Midas or just a snapshot of him that made this building. There's no new Midas stuff that I am aware of. I'm going to burn everything down. So we'll head south here. We'll head through here. Here's a temple. Now, it is unclear which temple this is supposed to be. This could be part of the Sunny Steps. If it is part of the Sunny Steps temple, then it's lost most of its color. I think the majority of the temples from Season 1 were very orange. I don't remember if a lot of them even had this gray. There's a chance this is ruins from between the millennia of Chapter 1 and Chapter 3. Maybe some more ancient stuff happened. If you remember, Tomato Head had a whole island, whole temple thing go on. Maybe his religion spread with the disappearance of everything. Who knows? Now, if we come down here, we have the new islands. And the first island we visit is important as it was the first island we visited. When you came into... Let's get over to where we were. When you came into Chapter 1, the very first time, which you can check out on the playlist if you want, this is where you started. You woke up here, right here on the beach, and you got up and without anything on your person, you walked over here. I think what's his name was polishing his sword over here. I know that's not a euphemism. He actually had a sword out. He was polishing it or sharpening it. Cyberpunk Girl was over here just sitting. I honestly don't remember where this lady was sitting. You come over here and the rock, aka the foundation, was sitting on a rock. I think he was sitting on a rock right here. And you were invited to sit down, and a bunch of characters from this chapter right here. And it was pretty cool. It was a nice, somber, but interesting event after the quite harrowing ending. Probably a really quick ending. I just found the last ending very quick for some reason. We are closest to the Battle Bus Island over here, by the way. You can see it over there in the distance. Over here, we just have some beach houses. Stilts are very common if you ever go to the beach for beachside houses. It helps keep them out of the water. If they're this close to the freaking water, there's always a chance the tide's going to bring ocean up over the little islands. This will keep them out of that. Also, it's supposed to protect them a little during hurricanes. So last time I saw her big hurricane hit, the stilts were the only thing standing. Not in Fortnite, in real life. Where was that? More. Over here we have a little, I don't know what you call this, a little eatery area. It's like a beach eatery area. I guess if you live in or stay in one of those beach houses, the way those beach houses are built, they don't look there for living. I don't think there's any bedrooms in there. They're mostly for staying. They're like rich people's beachside party pads. They don't live there. They're there for the day. It's their expensive beach porches with roofs. And this will be where they go to just eat out and have fun when they're just bumming around on the beach, I guess. Also for anybody else bumming around the beach. Little eatery. Nothing too special. Bet you it does good business. Especially during summer. Down there's one of the mini forest towers that spotted the map during the first chapter. They're all back. Sharks are back. Oh, they've been unvaulted. Last time I played, they had vaulted all the animals, which was a little weird. This is one of the 7 areas. In fact, I think I missed a big one. Yeah, we'll go to that one next. So, 7, for an unknown amount of time, has inhabited and taken over this side of the island while we were on the other side. And they created these little Star Wars-y looking buildings, and that is one of their buildings. If we go up here, the disappearance and reappearance of the crickets as we go underneath the water. I find it humorous. So if we come up here, this is a main 7 area. The 7 are, of course, the mysterious spacesuit dwellers. One of them is the Rock. He's definitely human, but maybe not all of them are human. That exists and appear to be the enemies of the IO, which we have found out are our enemies, so we're definitely on the 7th side. And their technology advanced. Their whole ideal is they're trying to break the loop and freeze 0 Point. This is their launch pad. A couple of days ago, the last of these launch pads were open, the rocket was released, and it came back successful. It's unclear if that means Paradigm is back, or if that just left something. Hey there. First off, I do follow someone else for my code, but anybody watching this, follow ZEAM or Zeem if you'd like to on your Epic store account. Zeem, if you're still there, feel free to tell us who you are and what you do since you're a creator. Do you have a YouTube? Feel free to put the YouTube link down there. Do you have a Twitch? Feel free to put the Twitch link down there. Let us know who you are so we know who who they're using the code for. And you guys on YouTube, if they ever reply to those, I will let y'all know what they say. They usually don't. I know y'all can't see the chat. But yeah, the inside, the whole area here kind of gives me like a mixture of Mandalorian and Tatooine vibes. Like a mixture. It's very Star Warsy. Oh, wait, there's a 7 up there. I forgot about the 7. He's important. This is the Visitor. For anyone not in the know, this was the very first of the 7. He came down in the very first asteroid a long time ago. During Chapter 1, Season 4? I won't say Season 4. He came down, he crashed into the map, created Dusty Divot, which I forgot about. Where is Dusty Divot on the map? Oh, that's right, at the end. So, I forgot all about this. This is not on the very final map. So at the end, roughly around this area, this is where the his meter crashed into. It used to be Dusty Depot. It got crashed into, became Dusty Divot. That's where IO set up his very first base to discover, and then that's where he escaped from, by the way. But at the end of the map, it had been ported out, replaced by actual Dusty Depot back in time, with the meteor frozen in time. So, that's fun. I completely forgot about that. I forgot you destroyed part of this map before. Anyway, he's technically the first of the 7 to show up. I don't have him. I was not around at the time, mostly. I think he was like he may have been a final skin for the 4th, who knows. But I did not finish the 4th season, because it was my first season. I came in late. And yes, it is disappointing I didn't get that. There is a lot of smoke coming from something over there. Should I be worried about that? What is that? I do know there has been some destruction to the map. Minor destruction. I don't know if that's where the smoke's coming from. So, finishing up this area is Dwayne the Rock Johnson, aka the Foundation. This is the Foundation's island. It's a little bit of a mystery. We don't know why there's a giant statue of the Foundation, unless it's just some self-service by the Foundation himself. Not the Rock. The Rock's cool. Oh, I learned something. Do they up the graphics a little? Why do the tires look all nice? I wonder if they changed textures recently. Looks so shiny and nice. I don't know if... wait, I forgot. I lost. Oh. So we don't know exactly why this is here. And we don't know why it's shooting the air up. Build up into the air now. It used to be if you were just on the ground, you could fly up into it. But now I think you have to build up into it. Yeah, not here. But if you build up into it, the air will take you up. It's not entirely clear why that is happening. And it's not entirely clear what this locked door is. Is this our new bunker watch? You can sit here and hammer talk glitch inside. No, there's nothing inside. I've seen people glitch themselves inside. It's empty and hollow just like the bunker was. Okay, so that is the Seven's Island home base. These were 4 missions. Speaking of, I need to finish those today too. Those are going to be my main thing. Is to find the new things. So, there's a few things to see. Let's go see Sanctuary, and then we'll go down to the Joneses. We're not going to be carpeting the island, because that takes forever. We're just going to be going to the main areas and seeing stuff in between. Some of the 7 you'll see have some thatched roofing. I'm not sure if that's aesthetic, or if that's just using Must-Buy to fix things. This is a beach-like area. Some of the areas here, some of the buildings here also give me a vibe of No Man's Sky, like when you build small, simple, round designs. Who knows? Fortnite likes to take a lot of ideals. A lot of it's just out of basic fandom. Also, we may find one of the 7 here wandering around. Oh, speak of the devil. This is Dwayne The Rock Johnson, aka The Paradigm. He has a frame rate issue. He's very twitchy. I don't know what's going on there. But, he's also very strong. If you attack him or just stand in front of him for too long, he'll start throwing rocks at you. Yes, we understand how ironic that is. The Rock will throw rocks at you. Oh, he's still having a frame rate issue. That's weird. There's some very heavy footsteps. Up here you'll find more of his area. This is the biggest 7. It's like the 7th city. If there's going to be a city, this is it. And it's more of that kind of poor Star Wars aesthetic. Like low money Star Wars aesthetic. This is what you expect in like Tatooine, some Mandalore cities. Anything that has probably not heralded by the Empire. And there is usually one more person here, and I hear him talking, I think. Hello? Oh no, that's just a regular person. 7's Bud is around here, and now my favorite of the 7, technically. Just because the current actor is so cool. Here he is. He's up here. The Rock does not have a thing over his name because he won't talk to you, he'll only fight you. Looking sharp muscles. This is the scientist. This is the second of the 7 that we got. He came towards, I think he was the secret skin towards the end of the last season of the last chapter. He's the one that created all the artificial rifts, bringing in supplies to create the rocket, which he helped bring in other of the 7, and they slammed the meteor into 0 point, accidentally resetting everything to this singularity instead of their goal of ending everything. Hello, Sodaman. We're kind of just hanging out in this thing right now, and we're having a stream going. We won't be out to actually play for a little while. Hold on. Let's do this so we don't have any interruptions during that.